Here's here's what I mean. All right. You have heard phrases like filth, filthy rich. Yes, that's a phrase you've heard of. And oh man, come here. I need this. There we go. We've heard this phrase before. This is not the first time you've heard the phrase filthy rich. Okay. I'm not the first person to mention it to you. All right. But you've also heard of phrases like, get, I was going to say something else. Let me see. There it is. Get rich quick. And for those of you who understand Curtis Jackson, you would say get rich or die trying, right? Anyway, let me see here. Come on, make it. I'm trying to make this a little bigger, please. I just really did that. There we go. Okay, so you don't want to do that? No problem. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete you and start over. There we go. Get rich quick, right? Is one of the phrases that you have heard before too, right? And you have a belief about that. You also have a belief about other phrases like, let me see. Money doesn't grow on trees, right? And here's the overarching thing that I have to share with you right now. Each of us, all of us, no matter where we come from, unfortunately, we have been programmed to be for what is against us and against what is for us. Now, let me see if I can stretch that out. There we go. And go this way with it. All right. So here's the big lesson right there, is that we've been programmed to be for, meaning we want what is actually against us, and against what is actually for us. Here's what I mean. You may not have paid attention to this before, but the word filthy, nobody wants to be that. And no one wants to be that. But the idea of being rich sounds great. Okay. But also by putting these two words together, it means if I'm rich, because many of you hold this in thought process, that means I'm filthy somehow. Okay. So those two go together. I'm not filthy. All right. I'm just saying I'm not filthy. But these two things are often tied together. In fact, the next time you watch a movie, I want you to realize that the evil/villain person always has the money. They're the rich one. The superhero protagonist is typically cast as the broke underdog in some way, shape, or form. They're the one without the resources in some way, right? And in some movies, we want to see them overcome the evil person, your Slumdog Millionaires, your Seabiscuits, what have you. And in others, they just keep battling it out. This is your typical superhero movie. The evil villain always has the money. Okay. Then it's getting rich quick. This is something that you're like, but what do you mean, Jay? Because first of all, what is the definition of rich? We're going to get there in a second. And then second, what is quick? Quick implies speed. It doesn't imply slow anything. But I have to then I want to show you something, because it's really important that you understand this lesson so that you can understand what happens when you run a short-term rental business, right? Because here we go. Let's do this right there. So we're going to give 3 persons $1 million. I'm going to give each person $1 million. Okay. Now, in this case, person A is going to get $25,000 over 40 years, $1 million. Person B, let's go do this. Person B is going to get $10,000, or sorry, $100,000 over 10 years. And then person C is going to receive $1 million over 12 months. Now remember, the phrase we're examining is getting rich quickly. First of all, of these three individuals, do me a favor, type in the chat, which one would you consider to be rich? Person A, person B, person C. Just write an A, B, C in the chat. Is person A rich for having $25,000 over 40 years? Or is, and again, for those of you outside the US, we're talking US dollars, so do appropriate conversions. B, $100,000 over 10 years. Or C, $1 million over 12 months, also known as 1 year. Of these three individuals, these are only three individuals. Of these three individuals, which one would you consider to be rich? Now, overwhelmingly, okay, hold on. I just see something. Okay, all right. What is this? Okay, so hold on. Very deep thought. Can you explain what it means? Andrew, I would love to. Just let me know which thought you're referring to. I have no problem with that. And AC, welcome back. I'm doing better for sure. And then Janina, hopefully I got that right. I appreciate the good words. Thank you. And then let me see. Reggie says C. Andrew says C. April says C. Now, this is interesting to me. So I've got James and Deborah who are saying they are all the same. They are all the same. Okay. Amara says C is considered rich. Ma'am. Okay, I got it. Actually, what I'm explaining now. Perfect, no problem. All right, so this is okay. They are all the same. How are they all the same? In what way? Because in order for them to be the same, all right, here's my point. Here's what you are saying. You're saying $25,000 40 years ago has the same value, purchasing power, everything as $25,000 today. That's not the same. In fact, of all the people, although they get the same denomination or quantity of dollars, million, person A actually, because again, the way money works, receives the least because they get the least amount of dollars over time to use when the dollar is still worth something. So things like, I'm referring to the concept of inflation, but you could also put hedonics in here, and you can also put, well, you also have the imbalance of unlimited wants. You've got a number of things here that are working against them. Then over here, you have $100,000 over 10 years. So $100,000 over 10 years. Okay, cool. That's great. But still not, I mean, especially in California, but in a lot of places, not enough. But $1 million over 12 months. Okay. So yes, they're all receiving the same dollar amount, but rich is not a measurement of amount, is my point. Rich is a measurement of speed. So let me be very, very clear. Okay. Speed. The difference here is how fast, how soon the money arrives. So this C, the money arriving faster, is what's important. So what am I saying to you? You need larger amounts of money arriving in shorter periods of time. Hear what I'm saying? You need larger amounts of money arriving in shorter periods of time. which by default means you cannot, hear me clearly, have your value or income tied statically to a clock. So even if you earn $500 per hour, you're still limited to $500 per hour. Okay? Doesn't matter. Here's where I'm coming from. Stop thinking about how much you earn per hour and start thinking about how much value you can bring to every hour. This is one of the fundamental reasons why all of you and your friends have heard about short-term rentals. That, what I just said right there. Because it allows you, it allows me, it allows we to bring more value to every hour than we have ever been able to do with the lowest amount of financial investment I have ever seen. That's why short-term rentals are awesome. Yes, do you want to own property? Yes, I want you to own property, but I don't want you to buy property inverted or backwards or rather out of sequence any longer. What I want you to do is collect enough short-term rentals to where every 30, 60, 90 days, you have the down payment for whatever asset class you wish to purchase. Okay, we're going to get into some numbers here in a second. But before I switch past, rich is a measurement of speed. Okay, it's how fast does the money arrive. Now, wealthy is the other side of same set equation, because I said this earlier. Building a traditional long-term portfolio is a great way to build wealth, horrible way to build income. Now you understand what I mean. Part of it. The other part is, how do you build wealth? Wealth is about how long does it last. It's also a measurement, but it is a measurement in time of how long does it last. Said another way, can you make $1 million last infinitely long? Meaning, can you get $1 million to produce enough income to where you never need to spend the $1 million? Therefore, the $1 million lasts infinitely long. You are wealthy. That's what we're talking about here. Ultimately, this whole financial game is built on one thing: collecting and having enough assets work on your behalf that produce enough income for you to not have to contribute your labor. That's it. That's really the game. It is not building a stack of cash in a 401k to 400,000, $500,000, $1.5 million, $2 million, $10 million. That is not it. Because even after you do that, you still must find something for that stack of cash to do to produce income. Otherwise, you're on what is known as the spend down plan, AKA what all of our seniors are currently afraid of: running out of money. That's the difference, right? That's the difference. Not understanding this one thing is what has a lot of people in messed up situations, because they just don't know that it's not about how can I ever save enough money. You can't, but you can collect enough assets. Simple as that. Okay, simple as that. Oh, and by the way, for another class, cash is not an asset. But then you don't. Okay, yeah, we don't want to go there today. My point though is, you can give people money, and if they don't know what to do with it, it won't matter, because you have to learn how to have value come to you faster. This is why I like the short-term rental business, because it's an uncommon way for the common man, you, me, all of us, to actually enter into an industry, real estate, that and hospitality, that is traditionally exclusive, meaning we don't want you, okay? And gives us an opportunity to do things that we wouldn't ordinarily couldn't do. And that's what's great, is that now we can do things that we couldn't do. So what I'm drawing right here is I'm just trying to give you an example of why I say things like, you've got to be used to get used to the idea of your money happening faster for you, because not having these beliefs will mess you up. Okay. They will mess you up, because I've now taught enough people to where, unfortunately, I've seen it, right? Where it didn't go well. It just didn't go well, because it's not just about earning more money. It never has been, never will be, but it's what we think it is. And that's how we end up in really bad places. So what you're seeing, so each one of these squares for this part of the example is a short-term rental. Okay. It's a 1-bedroom short-term rental. To be very, very clear, it's a 1-bedroom short-term rental, and you can expect approximately $800 of net income. Okay. Net income meaning after all the expenses. All right. After all the stuff, $800 per month of net income. Hopefully that makes sense. So now what we've got over here, though, is I need this line, and I need a different color. I don't want that color either. Red. Here we go. So we've got that line. Boom. We got a line here. Boom. Okay. And then we're going to put this right here. This is month 1. Okay. And this is month 2, because I want you to see this. And this is month 3 right here. Okay. And this is why this is important, because in the month 1, you have $800, right? Whoops, what did I not do? There we go. $800, and that is in the wrong color because you can barely see it. Let's do it this way, and that'll be perfect. You got 800 here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to duplicate that same 800 a whole bunch of times. I'm going to put it here. We're going to put some money here, over here, over here, and I need one more. And here. Okay. So you got all of this, but I want you to realize what's happening on a total perspective, right? What's happening on a total perspective is in the first month, yes, you got $800. That's great, right? That's better than 0. And that's representative of 1 unit. Now, here's the thing. When you get to month 2, it's no longer 800, it's 16. When you get to month 3, you're now you've got what is that? That's 32, right? Kinda. Let me show you what I'm hiding in his. It's really more like this, because this is how much each one of these produces on its own. So that means month 1, you have 800, right? But month 2, you technically have the 1600, because both of them are there, right? Except this is adding 2 more every month. That's what the difference is. So in month 1, you get 1 unit. Month 2, you get 2 more units. So now what was 1 is now 3. Then in month 3, you add 4 more units. So what does that mean? That means you end up in a situation to where this is what occurs. So what was only $800 in 1 month then becomes $2,400 in month 3. And what was $2,400 in month 2? What was $2,400 becomes 48, 56 in month becomes $5,600. Right? Now, here's the big thing. There's still 30 days in each of those months. For all intents and purposes, let's just work with a 30-day month, okay? it's still 30 days. So in 30 days, 800, 30 days, 24, 30 days, 56. This is what happens. This is what continues. What happens when you have 10, 20, 30 of these? And now, because remember, this is a monthly number, not an annual number. Okay, so this is a monthly number, not an annual number. At some point, like right around here, right around this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, many of you who are watching right now could quit your job. This is what it would take right here. Boom. Because that's a number that you're already used to. But here's the difference. In order to run these 7 short-term rentals, guess what? It only takes approximately 10 hours a month. When you are doing the things with the right systems, tools, and understanding. If you don't do that, then you have issues. One of the things that gets in the way is that you believe that time is money. That's one of the really biggest beliefs that is hurting a lot of people, that time is money. No, time is not money. Time is infinitely more valuable than money. Period. It just is. Ask anyone in the hospital who's terminally ill. Time is more valuable than money. They don't want more money. They want more time. But yet we humans keep doing one thing. We know that we're supposed to buy low and sell high, but we every day buy high and sell low all the time. Every time you trade time directly for money, that is what you just did. You take your most valuable commodity and you traded it for currency. And that's the problem. And right behind that is, for those of you who are already in the short-term rental business, you confuse currency with competency. You believe because, well, I'm already earning money, Jay, so I must know what I'm doing. False. Because if you're not earning at least $800 of net income per bedroom, you don't know what you're doing. In fact, because this is the starting point. This is not maximizing everything. This is the starting point. And what happens is, as someone gets in, they get overwhelmed with maintenance and all the other things, trying to figure out how to do all the things. And the problem is what they believe. What they believe. Because what happens is, if they go fast and they get a whole bunch of money real soon, they freak out because they don't realize that wealth is for everyone. Write that in the chat. Or actually, write in the chat, that means me. Anytime you hear me say wealth is for everyone, you should be thinking, he's talking about me. He's talking about me. That means me. That means me. It means you. It means me. It's all of us. But we don't think ourselves that way. We think it's supposed to take a long time and be slow. And what I'm showing you here is money coming